So go ahead and be seated. This is Josh Knorr. Thank you for being here. You know, I feel like I know you because we've been chatting online, but I've never met you face to face.
Yeah.
I'm Pastor Mary. It's nice to meet you.
God bless you. I feel like I know you already.
I know, bro. It's so good. Okay. So, oh yeah, you need the microphone. I don't need that one.
Thank you.
Yes. So I am super excited about Josh sharing his testimony with you. It is a hard place to go for a lot of people. It's raw. It's real. It's a battle that many, many people have, men and women. And we just sang this song about no longer slaves. So perfect. And we're going to go back to that too. But when I read through your testimony, how many pages was it? It took me 45 minutes.
It was, I think it's like 15 or 16.
100.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, from an early age, Josh, you battled a stronghold that almost destroyed you.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, it was really tough. And so I want you, and I know we can't be too graphic in an audience where there's kids exposed and online and everything, but you were a slave to a very dangerous vice.
Yeah.
Can you share with us a little bit about that?
Yeah. I mean, for me, it came in early in childhood, not trying to seek anything out. It's just pornography in like a movie. It's as simple as that. And then that creates the beginning of the perversion of what God created your sexuality to be. And
That's right.
When Satan can try and grip you young, you're easily manipulated, and you go through your formative years believing this lie that has been placed in you. And then you start finding like-minded people that are reinforcing that lie, and it became a stronghold. And then growing up in New Age, which is basically make your own religion, there's no rules. So
Right.
Nobody's telling you this is wrong. Nobody's telling you this can destroy you. And it became a stronghold that was destroying me. And the scariest part was didn't even know it. I didn't know that it was killing me because the world will tell you it's normal.
Yep. So I didn't have this question down on there, but I want you to just share just briefly the progress. So as a young child, it starts with movies and it goes to magazines, and then it moves into acting on the images that you are seeing. And when the world is saying it's okay. I know just recently, I don't know if you saw it, I never respond on Facebook. It's a good rule. But I had responded. I didn't even know who this person was. But she pretty much had soft porn on, and it was just an open tweet. So I responded about, wow, it's just, it'd be nice to, have more respect for our bodies or something to that effect. And a lot of people said, yeah, but boy, like 6 people crucified me. Because it is so acceptable in the attire. So where did that lead you when you realized this is all consuming? Because in your testimony you share about alcohol, and just go a little bit there.
Yeah, so I mean, it progresses. This stronghold is in your formative years. The world's telling you it's normal. And in my case, it's like, well, I love music, and then you look at what's music. The world tells you music is rock and roll, and sex, drugs, and rock and roll. And so you think, oh, okay, well, I guess that's what I do as a musician. So going into music school, I was severely addicted to porn. It was then that I realized, okay, this is a problem. And I wasn't even a Christian yet, but I realized I can't function in life. I can't function in relationships. But I didn't know why. I just knew it. It's when this happened, when this was present, this is what would happen. And then you go on, and getting out into the real world, you start to meet people, and you live the lifestyle that the world feeds you and what pornography feeds you. And long story short, you start to, with me, it started with not having an internet connection for a season in life. So I had to fill that fix somehow. So I went out and just found people to act out. And the saddest part is that they thought it was normal too. The things that was acting out was normal to them too. And that's the saddest part to me, is that these women are being taught that this is normal. It's not normal. it's a lie straight from hell. I can tell you firsthand, it's not normal.
Yeah. What is so alarming to me when I read that in your testimony was that for these women, just that the lack of love of self, of their bodies, and what just became common and normal, and maybe even a way of survival, financially selling themselves into situations. So what blessed me so much was when Jesus hit your life. Oh my word.
Yeah.
Because you had a lot of women and girlfriends that you'd kind of have a relationship and that it would break, But you encountered Jesus really through a girlfriend who was a believer, right?
Yeah.
So tell us about when Jesus hit the scene.
Yeah, so I met this girl who was a Christian. I would just growing up in New Age, you avoid Christianity, or at least I did. And she's talking to me about Jesus, and I just whatever. She's just not enlightened yet. I'll spend more time with me, I'll enlighten her. And boy, was I wrong, But yeah, so she noticed. She started dating me. She noticed this pattern. She started recognizing I was acting these things out on her, and this is not normal, And basically, what happened is that my mom died, and she was a New Age guru, a very successful one, but she died, and then I had to question everything. Wow. She always told me, you can choose your own death. That didn't happen, and so I'm lost, drinking alcohol, trying to just escape, watching porn, and I literally just hit a point where I was just hopeless, and I collapsed, and I prayed to God. Wow. It's different because there's a sincerity that's in your heart, or at least when I prayed, there's nothing I had left to hold on to. And I prayed, and it was like I was lifted, and I was brought to to watch a Christian testimony. I've never watched a Christian testimony in my life, but I watched a Christian testimony on YouTube, and after that I felt this power and this confidence, and I had information I needed to tell my girlfriend of infidelity that I avoided for 3 days, and it was tearing me apart. And he gave me that confidence. Call her. And it's interesting because the infidelity, even though as serious as it was, that was secondary to this feeling I was feeling. It was like, okay, I'm going to tell you this, but this just happened.
Yeah.
I don't know what just happened, but something's happening right now. And she said, you know what, Josh, I, for the first time, prayed that Jesus would come into your life and save you. And that was the night before. And the whole world just started spinning. There was no coincidence there. There was something else there.
That's right.
And that's where Jesus entered.
Oh, my word. Yeah. I tell you, when I read that in your testament, I got up and did a little boogie dance in my office. It was so raw, real, and that is my Jesus that I know. Yeah. That's what he does for people. Yeah. So this, it's a sensitive issue that a lot of people don't want to talk about, and it's in the church. So why? Why are you willing to sit here and be vulnerable and talk about something that's just viewed as ugly?
I think for me it started with freedom. Like my testimony I wrote about a year after I was saved, and that was like 6 or 7 years ago. And what it began was freedom. Every darkness, and this is maybe not for everybody, but for me to lay everything out that Satan has tried to keep in the dark and make it public to anybody, you have nothing to be afraid of. Nobody can call you on anything. Nobody can say, but you're this. It's like, dude, I told you that like 7 years ago. It's like there's no stronghold anymore. And maybe that was just my path. So, and then it turned into like, this is such a severe problem with men and women. If they can know the only thing that got me out of that is Jesus.
That's right.
And my love for Jesus over the years, it was not an overnight thing, but over the years, my love and honor for Jesus has overridden my desire to act out. And that's where I'm at, and that's all I need is to know that Jesus pulled me out of this, and and my love for him is stronger than this desire to act out.
And now he's given you a beautiful wife. And
Yeah.
do you have a little son or a little daughter?
I have a daughter and a son.
You do.
And they'll never know that person, and that's
Isn't
the
that
most beautiful.
something?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love it. Josh, I just thank you from the bottom of my heart
Yes.
for being willing. And I am praying that this helps. And those of you online in our online church, that you can find hope in being set free and delivered from anything and everything. So I'm going to have you go back, because we're going to go back and sing that song again with a new understanding of No Longer Slaves. And while he goes back to do that, and the ushers move the chairs,